Hello there, this is Bic Benedict. We're playing Dead Space 2 on Zealot difficulty, and this is my guide for taking no damage on the aforementioned title and difficulty. We're on chapter 6 of 15, and this is not an easy chapter, and it is not a short chapter, so we're going to have to buckle down here, get serious, and prepare for a really difficult fight right away. So in the previous chapter, I picked up the detonator schematics. I hope that you did too, because using the detonator takes a lot of the responsibility off of you to kill enemies, and you really don't even have to upgrade it because it is so deadly of a trap that you lay for enemies. So what I'm going to do is the store is actually stores in this game are accessible during combat, although when you go to a store, if enemies are chasing you, they'll pull you out of the store and destroy you. But if you notice that there's any period of free time in between spawns of enemies, you can get away with it. So that's what I'm going to do. No cheating or anything like that, nothing underhanded or deceptive. Just simply, I need to get the detonator as quickly as possible and start using it because it's extremely helpful. So there are 3 pregnants in this room, one by one, and then the last guy spawns after all the... Well, first of all, this is the first one here. So what I'm going to do is kill him very quickly and make a run for the store and purchase the detonator and also some detonator mines. And then once I have that, I'm going to quickly access the gun and lay a trap. The alt fire for this weapon is nothing fancy actually. All it is disabling the mine so that you can pick it up again. But this is a weapon that is dangerous because sort of like the boom shot in Gears of War, it's a weapon that you can easily kill yourself with if you're not competent in using it. But I found that this location is pretty good. Anywhere where you're at the end of a hall, you're fine. Now, what you don't want to have happen here is you don't want this guy to go through the mines, because then he will have his belly burst and you'll have all the spawns coming out of him, all the insects. So this took about an hour, and I kept doing it without this and trying to stasis these guys. Your number one goal has to be to stasis these guys. They're just too fucking quick. This is extremely difficult, and if I don't sound too enthusiastic, I am. It's just that this is a weird level that takes its toll on you, causes you to be weary, and when you're trying to relay something serious to people, you want to have the most somber tone that you possibly can to hit it home how dangerous this is. So this is the third of the 3 pregnants. He'll come. I don't know where his spawn point is, but just look around. It's probably by the safe station, if I had to guess, and just take him down. And then you'll definitely want to go back and save your progress. So at this point, I have the seeker rifle. And anyway, I hope you can do that battle without taking damage. That's the first time I've ever done it without taking damage, and so far it has been the hardest section so far of the guide. Now, when you come in here, I think these are called cysts, and they populate the game in certain areas, and they're sort of like speed bumps on the road. You don't want to go fast whenever you hear them. You want to find each and every one and destroy them. I like using the seeker rifle, and then when you get up to this location, the guy without his legs, he'll get destroyed, and then the cyst will get destroyed too. So we're coming up on a safe station. So what it is your proximity to these things will get you killed. That's what they are, pretty much speed bumps. Something I should note here, in this node room door, sometimes the bronze semiconductor is in here, but sometimes I got no ruby. Is it a ruby semiconductor? I think it was that I didn't get the ruby semiconductors. So If you don't get the ruby semiconductor, and if all you get is the bronze one, you should get both. It should work out so that you get both. So don't get robbed there. Keep doing it until you get what you want, and then you can keep backtracking to the store and the bench and doing what you need to. So what I'm really outfitting on my arsenal is I'm getting my plasma cutter up all the way. I have the secret rifle, I have the detonator, and I have the line gun. I might use the contact beam. I might swap it out with the line gun. I'm not sure, but so far those weapons are good. But I should stress that I'm not upgrading the line gun right now. I'm not upgrading the secret rifle, really. I'm just upgrading the plasma cutter, just in case you need to know. So there's 2 of these guys right here. Take them out after you do the puzzle with the batteries. There's 3 batteries, but you will need to carry a battery through this door to replace the one that's no good. And then there will be here's the thing. When you open the elevator door, not this one, but the next one, the puker will be in there. However, if you die and you need to restart from the checkpoint, when you open the elevator door again, he's not there. So I'm leaving this footage in just for hardcore, for people who are doing this on hardcore and they need every piece of data wow, Jesus Christ. Stuttering Bick, man. See, it's easy to get ahead of yourself. So I like to seal a deal on that bitch in there. Open it up, put an energy mine in there, back off so the door closes, and let him expire. I get really eager and excited about when I'm doing these guides, and it's kind of ironic because the reception that this guide has received has been the most tepid and cold thing I've ever seen in recent memory. I don't know if people are simply not getting the videos or if they just don't have any interest in this game. I thought it was a really popular game. People asked me to do this when I was playing Dead Space 1, so I don't know, maybe people are not going on their YouTube. They don't, I just have no idea. Now we're going to be dealing with some stalkers in this room here. And I don't know if this is the same room from chapter 3, but it certainly looks like it. You want to get these lockers on the sides. There are some impaling spears over here, but I'm just going to show you the key to how the detonator works. You spawn the stalkers, going about halfway up this map, fall back. Sometimes they will kind of trip over you and you'll get damaged and you'll have to restart. If you're doing a no damage run, that is. But this is all you do. You find a position where they can't get behind you, and you lay traps. They'll run through it. So put another one down. If one of them happens to get, if one gets killed and then another one runs through before you can lay another mine, just stasis him and shoot him in the head with the secret rifle. It only takes 2 headshots with the secret rifle. I think 2 body shots. It doesn't matter. The secret rifle is that powerful. So this is basically just a beginner's seminar to using the detonator. It's a way to play not reactively, but preemptively, so that you're not really reacting to what's going on in the game, but you're setting up traps so that the game can react to what you're doing. It's actually wonderful. And if you're not a fan of the detonator, well, all I can say is that at least I'm not a fan of the Ripper. I really don't like the Ripper. If you like the Ripper, that's all good. It's just personal preference, but I think the detonator it's so helpful. It's a smart man's tool, I think, and I'm not trying to just say that to make myself be the smart person because I'm using it. It really is something that it's like a chessboard. You're looking for places to stay safe. You're looking to find like the path of the master ninja. Just kidding. You're trying to find the path where these guys are going to go down, lay a trap, lay traps from not even where you're going, but where you've been, so that enemies who think they're going to sneak up on you will get sundered. And it's just gorgeous. I love this gun, and I'll be using it the entire game. So just start smashing everything over here, and save. See, the reason I don't like to use my plasma energy there is because there's going to be a lot of kids coming up, and we need the plasma cutter to take care of them, as well as the detonator. But one of the traps people can fall into at this point in the game is to not have enough ammo. So the detonator is not something that's I consider very wasteful. It's very cheap to buy the ammunition for it. And the lovely thing about it is that if your mines go unused, you can just press the right bumper, which is the alt fire in this game, and pick your unused mine up and put it back in your inventory. So we'll have a little communication here with Strauss, which I mostly edited out, and then we'll be meeting up with Ellie. There's some cash in that dark recess right there, and then we will face one leaper. So you can actually just shoot this guy right as he comes over the edge of this railing. Just shoot him. He was so scared he just decided to disappear on us. That's what happens at Big Benedict Productions. Bitches get scared and they start disappearing. So over in this venue, where the mine, not the mine, but the hacking machine was earlier, I'm going to speed this up. And she is a little bit skeptical of us. Who wouldn't be at this point? The world's in a shambles. But don't forget to get the items over here. However, they're not too good of items, to be honest. I think there's schematics for the pulse rifle. I don't like the pulse rifle. So $600. And what is this? Pulse rounds. Maybe I missed that earlier, because that seems pretty late in the game to be getting something like that. But maybe I'm just ignorant of that gun because I don't use it very much. But we will come down here now and do the next section. You've got a couple of assists. Just take care of them. There's two closest to the elevator where we left, and you can throw bodies at them. You can throw anything at them to set them off, and then go ahead and save your progress here. Okay, this room isn't too bad, actually. You're going to have a couple of enemies right as you cross the line where I was a moment ago on the floor. It's an invisible tripwire point. You'll have a couple of these enemies marching towards you. One more threatening than the other, I suppose. Although the one that I felled first, he does have a projectile that he sends out of his chest. So it can be sent back, but I didn't test it enough recently to be able to snag it. But there is a power node over to the right, and yeah, you want to take care of this. There's a couple of cysts here, but when you advance a little bit further, you're going to have two enemies, both of whom can shoot projectiles. So the best thing to do is, well, first take care of that, and stay behind the wall over to the right, and grab this spear and send it at whoever you want to. I would say that. See that projectile right there? I narrowly missed getting hit by it. But when you advance a little bit further, you'll signal, or not signal, but you'll spawn the last two enemies, and they'll come right behind you. So I think this will be the first example in this campaign where we will use this weapon to kill enemies behind us, so that we're literally having the weapon do the work for us while literally our back is turned. So I think the enemies come out right where the kids came out before, if you remember, because we've been in this location before. So, just turn around if you want to, but make sure that all these cysts are cleared up. There's one more right up there. And you can barely see what happens here. I tried to turn around, but it wasn't as effective as I've had it be before. So, you can save your progress if you like, and then we'll be dealing with some... I don't know what they are. They're explosive babies. The first thing that I'm going to do here is take out all of the cribs out of this room and just put this in fast forward, get all the cribs out of here because they just serve to get in the way. The best thing to do on these guys, I like to use a seeker rifle because it has the ability to zoom in like nothing else does in this game very well. So the best tactic here is to freeze one and then wait until others are in the vicinity and then shoot the one that you've frozen, or it doesn't have to be, and then shoot shoot anybody who is near the others to kill more than one. I mean, you can kill like 5 at one time if you plan it right. So the ones that come out of the wall to the left when you enter this building, they only come out that first time, so you're more than safe. Even though there is that wall to our immediate left here, no more babes will come out. But once all these enemies are taken care of, you'll have one more dropping down in here. And then we'll have some ammunition, and then we do have a difficult part coming up. On my annotated guide, I was reading to myself how I suggested to everybody that you crush the bodies in the gym so that no inhabitors come, but I must have been thinking of something else, because it doesn't work that way. Possibly. Well, anyway, this is the Black Puker. He's making his first appearance over here. But if you don't want the inhabitors to come, you might want to try, instead of crushing the bodies, you might want to try putting the bodies, using the kinesis module to put the bodies from the gym floor onto the actual stage and kind of hide them up there. And I think it works that way, but it's not that hard. I mean, I remember not even being able to really do this part a long time ago, let alone beating it, let alone doing it sans damage. So these are the bodies here, but I'm just going to ignore them. And on this particular run, I also ignore the cylinder with the what's that called? The stasis container. My reason for that is because I plain forgot it, but I did do this twice. This was my second time. I did it 3 times in all because I wanted to see the strategy about putting the bodies off of the gym floor. So what you can do here is lay a couple of mines, but it's not really as effective as you might think. I mean, you might get a couple of them, but the main idea, once again, is to just freeze the explosive babes and just kill people in a large collection, and just stay all the way back here where your visibility is where your visibility avails you the most peripheral vision. And just watch, look at all those. Just killed about 7 guys right there. Indispensable. And yes, these guys are fast, but you do have stasis. You've got a fast plasma cutter, hopefully. We will be working to, I think it's very, very crucial to start upgrading the speed of this weapon. The speed, the capacity is good, damage is even better. Reload, that's good too. But for now, I'm just going to go around and collect all the loot. I've put this in fast forward because when I go collect loot, I don't want to miss anything, especially after expending so many rounds. But here are some locker contents. And we are going to make our way out of here. So is there anything over here to get? A little bit of cash. And this room here has another expositional moment with Nicole, but I'm going to leave this in real time just so I can snag this power node, and then I will put the rest of it in fast forward. So don't forget to pick up that power node in the toy shuttle. So another long elevator ride, and we will be facing a brute momentarily. But if you have the seeker rifle, he's so simple, it's not even funny. And I haven't even upgraded anything of the seeker rifle, and it's still that powerful. Okay, so what's going to happen at first is I'm gonna put all of this in fast forward because you're going to have expositional stuff with the with Tideman and Ellie and everybody. So it's not pertinent that you grab everything, because you can still grab everything after the fight. We will be in a room just like this when we kite some kids later in the chapter, and if you're worried about that part, don't be, because you don't even have to shoot a single time. But you want to use this. This freezes enemies a lot longer than the stasis. And then just shoot the infected areas and just look at the efficacy of this seeker rifle. It's gorgeous. It's, dare I say, sexy. I don't like to use that word too much, not because I'm fearful of sexiness or anything like that, but it just kind of weird. But anyway, we've got a Guardian coming up, so we have a bunch of reunions with old friends. And I think my next purchase, it will be to get the security suit, just to help be able to hold more items. And with that semiconductor that we just got for the brute boss fight, we should have enough almost to get a new suit. So when you come in here, you want to grab this and then throw it at these mines. So we have a couple of mines of enemy mines here. So you can throw pretty much whatever you want at these mines, just take them down. And then remember that the Guardian doesn't shoot, but he does send his own mines out. And this is a great opportunity. I love this enemy. Say what you want about it, but it's so unique. But just make sure that you're attentive to those when he sends them out. Shoot all of his limbs as he casts them about himself. And every limb you take off, it counts as damage towards him, and he doesn't have too much. And then literally, when you step in the elevator, it'll say Chapter 7, but I'll stop it there because we're still in Chapter 6, but finally, we're done with it. It was a long chapter, long and hard, and it was arduous, but we did it, and we succeeded, and I want you to take care.